Good morning, everybody, on what is Paddy Power Day 2 at Cheltenham meeting in November. Yesterday, for just a quick recap, you say that's obviously followed some of us. We had the first three winners and it sort of tailed off from there. We did hit the mark on a few big priced selections in the frame, but after that, it seemed to go a little bit downhill. But still, we found the winners, and I have to mention the two-horse race, which turned out to be very, very exciting. With My Drogo coming there, I think My Drogo had Gin on Lime covered quite comfortably. We can probably all summarise that. But what a way for Gin on Lime to do it. I mean, they both looked. My Drogo's obviously gone, and then Rachel Blackmore does what Rachel Blackmore does, and just amazes us time and time again. She's an absolute superstar, and she represents the sport to a level that most could only dream of. So fair play to her, and good. It was good to watch and good to see. Both horses were fine, so there'll be other days, but My Drogo will be an interesting one for the future. On today's racing, we were going to hope to meet up at the course. I think things went a bit amiss with that, with the fact that it was very busy up there yesterday. It's going to be even busier today, but it was a busy day, and we didn't manage to get that done. So on we go to today's card, which is a little bit better, a bit more quality about it. So in the first, very interesting horse for the Nichols Yard here, Magistrato, won absolutely wonderfully at Chepstow. We couldn't have done it much better that day. Last time out, looked a real prospect, a real engine. Chepstow's obviously a galloping track. He found no issues there. He really looked an above average gelding. So I think it's only a 3-year-old. This is obviously a juvenile hurdle race. There'll need to be a good one in there to beat him, and I'm not sure there will be. Still 13 to 8, 7 to 4 about. I think that's a good price. I really do. I think that could be a really good price. No, doesn't get any of the, being a juvenile, doesn't get any punish doesn't really get punished for that last win. So I could really see that going well. The one that I thought might, I know Rocky Man chased it home last time and finished like 12 legs behind it. I could see that improving, and that's 16 to 1. So I'm not sure it'll reverse the form, but if you're looking for something to get close, if Magistrato's way above average, Rocky Man got within 12 lengths from last time, I suppose logic says that could happen again, and he's definitely the one to follow that one home, I would say. The next race, by the way, just to say, that was all of our selections, Magistrato. So yeah, we all fancy that one today. In the next race, no one's really put anything up apart from myself. I think Strictly a Dancer, over the years, what you've seen in these sorts of races, you do get horses that come back in the October and November meeting. They'll never really replicate it later on in the season because the quality just gets better as the season goes on. But I can see Strictly a Dancer almost feeling like it's running around there free today. One off 11 stone one. It was a better class of race, I'll give you that, but won nicely enough that day, beating Fact of the Matter, who isn't weighted really to reverse here today because of the top weight that comes into the race. So actually, I can see Strictly a Dancer. Really sort of running an absolute cracker. And being really tough to beat there, getting on off 10 stone 1, and Ben Bromley's proven to be a really able pilot, to be honest, and worth his £5 claim. So good luck to that one. The next race, we've obviously got an odds-on shot on Third Time Lucky, a bit of a watch and see. The Skelton Yard, obviously, we know what they're like. They're brilliant. They've got so much quality this season, so be interested to see what this one does. Mick Pastor was put up by Mark last time out, and again in another small field. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think he will be the one to chase it home, and I think he'll reverse with Captain Tomcat. But Captain Tomcat does have winning form around Cheltenham. To summarise, I think Third Time Lucky will probably win. Got enough class, should win it. But yeah, I think it's a watching race from all of our perspective, but we all believe Third Time Lucky will win. The big one of the day, the Paddy Power Gold Cup. So Steve would like to put up Caribbean Boy. Basically, I think he's thinking this horse is a very, very good horse when fresh. If you look back through his form, all of his form is, as he comes back fresh, he always runs a good race, runs a big race, and has winning form out after doing that. He ran okay at the Cheltenham Festival, finishing 7th behind the Shunter, who was obviously one of the handicap good things of the season last season. Ran pretty well. No real sort of excuses that day. That was over this sort of course and distance. That was a good quality race. If the shunter was in here, I think the shunter would be quite short in the market. And it did. You could ignore its last run when it got pulled up at Aintree. Steve sort of comments that that basically, essentially, the horse didn't really take to the fences. Probably a bit too soon for that one. Although his jumping is touch wood outstanding on all occasions normally, but it just didn't quite meet it in the way that it should. I would like to put up one at a big price. Faranet for Venetia Williams. Be lovely if Robbie Dunn can come back and get that win on the board after obviously all the things that have gone on with him in the press over the last sort of year. We back him and we really like Robbie. He's a great lad as well. But it's not just about that. This horse has got form that is showing him to be a massive, massive improver. 6-year-old of 10 stone 6 in a Paddy Power. He hasn't got the course form, but he's certainly got the distance. He'll be absolutely fine with that. Should go on the ground. Has got form at the right level to show that he could go take the next step. I think that this one could be a massive improver and is overpriced at 25, 28 to 1 you might even get. And I also thought Cool Cody could run pretty well given the fact that he won the race a couple of years ago. So I wouldn't be too put off if you like that one. I think that one's back down to a mark of where, and it ran really well over hurdles last time to show its well-being and prove its well-being is back to where it needs to be. Cool Cody will be in the mix, I'd have thought. Yeah, tough race, but those are the selections from the boys. Caribbean Boy, and for me, I like Faranet and Cool Cody, probably split a bet on the day. In the 250, Steve is a big fan of Proshima. I can understand why this will travel like a dream through the race. I think I'm sort of coming to the conclusion of this. He looks a bit of a bridle horse to me. I'm not sure what he wants to do following his effort through. He did actually win at the April meeting, but that race is probably not the highest quality of the season. But in my opinion, Proshima will be the horse that finishes. Very look like he's going to be the winner and probably get beaten by 1 or 2 that just stay better. Tom is going to take another chance with Dragon Bones. Ran brilliantly at the last meeting at Cheltenham. He went very, very close. Got beaten by Bardenstown Lad by a length. I fancied him that day. I think Tom did as well. I think he just thinks that he'll get another chance to show his worth here. Hasn't really gone up too much in the weights. Got a good £3 claim on, and I can see this one going well. And you've got a couple of really interesting horses in this race, to be honest. And for me, I thought that it would be interesting to see what Sporting John could do back at this sort of level over hurdles. So I was going to give that a bit of a watch and brief, but probably a race I will see what the market does on the day. And then the bet of the day, I believe, for Tom, and definitely some of you Cheltenham Town fans will probably be on this today, is Mackle Duff. Obviously for his namesake for Cheltenham Town, I think a lot of people will be on. I backed it at Aintree a few weeks ago. It absolutely come there like a train on the outside, cruised and got up and won nicely going away. That was on similar sort of ground. Aintree's a very different track to Cheltenham, but I do think the track might play to this one's strengths, actually. They'll certainly be coming back into his lap better or easier than they did at Cheltenham. He'll be held up by Aidan Coleman, who's riding out of his skin, by the way. No one's riding better than him at the moment. So I think Mackle Duff is Tom's nap of the day. So take note, everybody that are interested in where those naps are coming from. I also think it'll go very well as well. So I would stick with Tom and say Mackle Duff. And then in the lucky last, I tipped at Bonte at 20 to 1 last time. Paddy's opted to jump on this one this time. I think he just looks a proper horse, Bonte. This is up in class, but I think he could prove to be much better than his predicted racing post rating of 119 in time. And I know Fergal and the yard think a lot of him, so I can see Bonte going very well in the last. Anyway, it's Saturday, Super Saturday at Cheltenham. Hope to see many of you there. If you fancy anything yourself, interact with us, let us know what you fancy. It should be a great cracking day. The weather looks like it's going to be good as well. And good luck to anybody who follows either of those or whatever you're backing today. and find those bloody winners and hurt the bookies' pockets. Have a good one. Take care. Bye.